Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Dad raised me a Bucs fan. 1976, franchise is awarded.
I've been raised in Tampa my whole life, and I've been a Bucs fan just as long.
I was born and raised here in Tampa Bay. I just remember being in Raymond James Stadium. When our defense took the field, that's when people stood up. That was almost our chance to score. Yeah, I can actually remember the game that Warren sacked Brett Favre 3 times. The Bucs were on to something special and on their way to the Super Bowl.
Seeing Ronnie Barber taking it back and shutting down the vet and getting us to the Super Bowl, it was beautiful. The hairs raise up on my skin every time I talk about it. That's the moment I joined the crew.
Se recuerdan de Joe Vicious cuando le rebotó la pelota, la atrapó y corrió para coger el touchdown.
I was at Ray J when Spurlock ran it back. You know, you start hearing 10, 20, 50, okay, where's the penalty flags coming out? He's in the end zone. You're like, holy crap, he hit it. We just scored a touchdown on the kickoff return.
It's worth it all. Kind of an old school guy, so I'm really excited to see what this new team can do.
Mike Evans catch a touchdown on the end zone. I think that was like the best moment that I ever had. My son is right there with me.
Show up to the game and you got that jersey on, we're all on the same team that day.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome to my Madden 25 debut. My Madden 25 franchise debut. You guys saw in the announcement trailer recently that I've chosen not a relocation to do just yet. Maybe down the line I will choose to do a relocation style franchise, but for right now I chose to go back to the roots, go back to a real team and rebuild them. And the team that I chose was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now you may be saying, Juice, Tampa Bay doesn't really need a rebuild. They're kind of in a good spot. They're always pretty much a playoff team. But I counteract with, they've got Baker Mayfield. Is he really the future? I don't know. Probably not. They've got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, both older wide receivers, very good wide receivers, but older wide receivers. They've got a very old defense, including Levante David, but they do have some young bright spots like Vita Vea and Antoine Winfield Jr., among others. But this team as a whole is kind of in a weird limbo spot where I like to use the term no man's land. They're kind of in that, or they're at least threatening to become a team that enters no man's land, because no man's land, if you don't know, is the point in the NFL record books or in the season where you're not bad enough to be a top pick in the draft, but you're also not good enough to be a playoff team and battling for the Super Bowl. You're kind of just in this middle ground where you're just floating in the ether and just basically hovering around 500 or a little bit more than 500. Maybe you make the playoffs and you get bumped in the first or second round. Maybe you miss out on the playoffs and you got like 8 wins. Like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are like the perfect team that fits that criteria of they're just kind of there. And so I wanted to be the guy to bring the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back to prominence. They won the Super Bowl back in 2001? No, 2002. Patriots won 2001. It was 2002 that they got it over the Raiders. They got that Super Bowl, and then with that crazy defense that they had, and then they go back and they win the Super Bowl in was it the pandemic year they got it with Brady? I think it was the pandemic year they got it with Brady. Whatever year it was when they got it with Brady and Gronk and all those guys. Kind of like the super team they had They got that Super Bowl. So ever since Brady retired, they've kind of just been in this weird like pseudo rebuild, but they haven't really figured out their quarterback option. Maybe Baker is maybe in real life Baker's the guy. In Madden, he's not the guy. Baker Mayfield is not the guy in the game of Madden, but maybe in real life he could turn out to be a solid enough quarterback for them. Who knows? But this series will be the 1 game per episode type of series that I used to do on the channel. And we will go through, it'll be more in depth. I will do the storylines. I will look at all that kind of stuff in my Patriots 10-year series that I'm going to be doing, because this video is going to go up before that video. So in that series, I'm not going to do any of the storylines. I'm going to just skip right through, not even click on them. And I want to test if they actually matter or not, because we're going to be doing this series as kind of like a control where we actually go through the storylines and answer all the questions and all that kind of stuff. I want to see that if in the Patriots series, if you just simulate a year without even going into the storylines or anything, do they even matter? Do they affect the players? What happens? I want to find that out. So in that series, which will be coming out pretty soon, but I recorded it before this, but this is coming out before that. You get it. So that series, we're going to be doing that. But this one, we're going to be more in depth. We're going to be going through all the storylines, all that kind of good stuff. So hope you guys are excited. Let's try to get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back to relevance, back to the prominence, and back to the top of the NFL mountain. If you go and enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. I can't wait, man. Madden 25 is officially here. The Madden cycle. NFL football is almost upon us in real life as well. I cannot wait. I'm super excited, and I hope you guys are too. Let's get started rebuilding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go meet the team. So here we are. It is the 2024 regular season, week number 1, and we currently sit with 81s across the board as we start this pseudo rebuild. I have not loaded in a draft class yet. We're just going to do auto-generated rookies because that's just the way that we're going to do it. And we have 1 storyline that we can do, and we also have 3 messages. We'll handle all of that in a minute. Let's go meet the team. Let's go meet the team and see what we're working with here. So on offense, we've got the guy, Baker Mayfield at starting quarterback. Will he be the guy for us in the long term? Probably not. Most likely not. But he is our starting quarterback for at least the first half of the year, maybe all of the year, depending on how the games play. We are going to be on all Madden difficulty, if you're wondering. But this is Baker Mayfield's stats. This is how he's going to start the series. We'll see if he ends up, maybe he surprises me. Maybe he plays unbelievably well and we can't do anything but keep him around. Then we've got our starting running back, Rachaad White, 2nd year in the league, or 3rd year in the league actually, 25 years old, star development, decent young running back. Hopefully we can turn him into something. That would be pretty awesome if we could. We also have the young rookie. We have Chase Edmonds. But we have the young rookie Bucky Irving, who you should be familiar with from our Oregon series on College Ball 25 on the Madden 24 mod. We were playing with Oregon, and we had Bucky Irving on that team. So hopefully we can turn him into something because he's got hidden development, which I'm assuming is only star. But still, hidden development's pretty solid. And then we've got the main face of the franchise, Mike Evans, 31 years old, one of the best wide receivers in the league and one of the best wide receivers of the last decade, I would have to say. He is a freak. An absolute freak. I don't want to trade him. I want to keep him around. We probably will. Now, Chris Godwin is a different story. I like Chris Godwin. I do. I think he's a good player. But he's 28 years old, and he's an 85 overall, and he's superstar development. Maybe we capitalize on that value that he has. I mean, he's a very good player. I'm not saying anything bad about him. He's got all the starting attributes you want out of a wide receiver number 2. But maybe we go a different direction. Maybe we go a little bit younger. Maybe we package him and we can get 2 young receivers in return that might have a better future on this team. That's all possible. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, but it's out there. It is certainly out there. Then we got Sterling Shepard. We've got Palmer. We've got a couple of decent wide receivers. Is that Jalen McMillan? Oh, I didn't know he was on the team. Okay, we got Jalen McMillan, rookie from Washington. Wide receiver core is in a weird spot, I will say that. There's not really a backup plan at quarterback other than Baker Mayfield, so we'll have to figure that out. Offensive line is in a rough spot. We've got, is it Cody? Cody Mosh? Hopefully he can turn into something. He's a 68 overall with star development. We'll see how he develops. It's going to be a rough going on offensive line. We do have the franchise right here. Franchise tackle, Tristan Wirfs. We're going to do everything in our physical being to keep him on the team because there's no way we can ever let this man go. We need to sign him to a lifetime contract, basically, is how this is going to go. But the rest of the offensive line is a little bit shockingly bad. We do have the rookie Graham Barton from Duke. Hopefully he can turn into something, and we won't have to worry about getting a center in the draft or anything like that. I'm hoping that he can, but I'm really banking on the fact that these two guys, Barton and Wirfs, are the cornerstones of the offensive line. Now, Mausch, whatever you want to say his name, he could be that, but at a 68 overall, it's going to be hard for him to turn into that. And then Luke Godke or Goatke, however you want to say his name, who cares? He's not good. Klein's not good. We'll have to figure that out. Tight end is in also a weird situation because we've got Cade Otton, who I do like. I do like Cade Otton, but I like him in real life. I don't really like him in Madden. 75 overall, normal development, 25 years old. Could be a good player for us, but there's obviously better options. And then to the defense. I mentioned it was a little bit older. We do have some young pieces on this team, but there are some key veterans which we could use, like Lavonte David, the captain of the defense, 34 years old, 90 overall, X Factor, our only X Factor other than Mike Evans. So maybe Lavonte David stays around. Maybe we trade him. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying. We do have Kalijah Cansey and Vita Vea on the defensive line. I like that duo. I really like Kalijah Cansey. He's going to be a good user for me because I do use the defensive line. If this is the first ever video you've seen from me, I use the defensive line because I'm sucky and I don't play online. Just get used to it. So Vita Vea, very good player, but he is getting up there in age. I pointed him out as one of the younger guys on the team. He's 29 now. I guess I didn't realize how old he's getting. He's been in the league for a while. But he's still a great player for us. He's going to be a big, solid piece of this team for a couple of years at least. We're keeping him around for sure. And then Antoine Winfield, the other guy that I mentioned in the intro. He is one of the younger guys on the team. Superstar development, 94 overall. He's a freak. He's a great player. He's on the team. So basically, guaranteed guys on the team. Antoine Winfield, Mike Evans, Vita Vea, and that's probably it. Oh, Tristan Wirfs. I didn't say Tristan Wirfs. Tristan Wirfs. 4 players are pretty much guaranteed to be on the team. They're never going to move. Everybody else is pretty much up in the air. I could move them. I could keep them. Who knows? We do have Kalijah Cansey. Hopefully, he can develop. He's 78 overall already. His power moves aren't great, but his finesse moves are pretty solid. We'll see how he turns out. I'm sure he's going to be a pretty good player in game. At least I hope so. Maybe I'll try to manifest him to be a good player. But the rest of the team is a little bit weird. We've got Diaby, who I think is a big guy, right? He's like 6. Oh, he's only 6'3". I thought he was like 6'6" or something like that. He's only 6'3", but he has potential. He's got 89 speed, 93 excel. That is really, really good for an outside linebacker. He just needs to work on his moves. His finesse moves are 65. His 74 power moves and his block shedding is 74. So if we can develop those, Diaby could be a really, really good player for us. A really good player. He's already got the physicals that you need. We do have Randy Gregory to back him up, I guess, if that means anything. Then we have Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, if we want to turn him in anything, maybe. But then we've got Chris Braswell from Alabama. Anybody from Alabama is going to be good off the bat. It's just how that works. So he's got a development trait. Maybe he turns into something. Maybe he takes over for Tryon-Shoyinka, however you want to say his name. Maybe we move him into middle linebacker. He takes over for Britt, and he teams up with Lavonte David. That could be a possibility too. There's a bunch of different possibilities that we could go, different paths we could go down. The other rookie that we have is this man right here, Tyreek Smith, who has a god-awful hairline in that picture. Did you see that? My God. He's from Georgia, so he likes driving fast cars, and he's got 90 speed, so that fits. He's going to be sitting behind Jordan Whitehead for now, but in the future, maybe even halfway through the season or something, he could get started. Look at that hairline. I feel bad for that dude. Just let it go, man. Just be bald at that point. It could just be a bad picture. I don't know, but just shave your head, dude. That's rough. Yikes. Okay, so corners are the only other position we didn't talk about. We have Willen Golston, but nobody really cares about that. Jamel Dean, I like. Bryce Hall, I like. If you watch the Brooklyn Barons, you know I like Bryce Hall. The rest of the corners are not great. We have, is it Zaire McCollum? Zion McCollum. We have Zion McCollum, who could be something, but with normal development and buried down the depth chart, probably never going to be anything unless I force him to up the depth chart, but I don't really want to do that. Corner is definitely a big need. Christian is it Isian? Isian? I don't know how to say his name, but he's decent. 24 years old, star development 73 overall. Could be a nice young piece for us, but we definitely have to focus on corner. So right out the gates, I think the first things we have to do is figure out obviously the quarterback. Is Baker going to be the guy? Do we need to trade for somebody? Do we need to draft somebody? What do we do there? Then we need to get an extra receiver or two. Fix the offensive line, specifically the guard and tackle spots. Maybe get a new tight end. Kate Otten could be the guy. I'm not saying he's not. And then on defense, figure out the linebacking core, get another pass rusher, and get some extra corners. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do in this rebuild. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first place, because they're kind of in a weird spot, like I mentioned in the intro. Let's do the first order of business is to get the draft class generated. And it looks like there's a D end right at the top. That's a good sign. Jared McDermott, 21 years old, has potential to be something pretty special. We need to figure out our scouting situation, though. So our national scout is interior offensive lineman and D tackle. I don't really hate that, actually. Unless can I get a different combination? Because I don't really want D tackle. I'd rather want D end. So is there an interior offensive line and D end? There is. There's a 3-star Trisha? It could be Trisha. Trisha Dixon is interior offensive line and D end. I'm going to hire her. So we're going to fire the other dude. Franklin Burke, sorry about your luck, big dog, but you don't have a job anymore. Go flip burgers. Okay, so we're going to hire Trisha Dixon because interior offensive line and D end are two big needs. So that's going to be our 3-star scout. Perfect, and she's going to be national. D end and offensive tackle. Well, now we don't need D end because we have D end as our national scout. So we're going to fire Michelle Scott. Sorry for your luck. And we need a 2-star scout that does, preferably offensive tackle would be cool too, but I would like maybe some linebackers or maybe wide receiver corner probably is a little bit better. Running back, middle linebacker, not bad, but maybe not for 2-star. There's corner and wide receiver for Calvin Lowe. That might be our best option. Although we could do offensive tackle, defensive tackle. I'm going to do corner, wide receiver. Got to get the skill positions out of the way. So we're going to do 2-star scout as corner, wide receiver, and they're going to be the West, it looks like. There we go. And then the central is offensive tackle, interior offensive line. Nathaniel Reeves, you're going to get fired, big dog. No hard feelings, nothing personal. And we need to get Ismail Riley, middle linebacker, outside linebacker. You're going to be one of our 1-star scouts, and you're going to be central. There you go. Safety and quarterback is not that bad. Quinn Starks, that's fine. And then outside linebacker, D end, we don't really need. So Adrian Holt, you're getting fired. So what's the final one that we need at 1-star? We probably need maybe running back as a combination with something. Maybe another interior offensive lineman wouldn't be bad. Maybe running back, interior offensive line. Or I don't really know. I don't really like any of these combinations. Tight end and corner. Tight end and safety is probably not a bad option. I'm going to do tight end and safety. Aaron Cook is now our final 1-star scout. So we'll do that. Oops, I don't want to fire you. I want to put you in the southeast. There we go. Okay, so we now have our... Let me go over here and just... There we go. Okay, so now we have all of our new scouts. Fired everybody. Hired a new staff. We got interior offensive line and defensive end as our 3-star. Hopefully that can work for us because I think some of these guys in this draft could be pretty solid. There is a quarterback top 5. Maybe we'll scout him individually and see how good he actually is. But this is going to be a good class, I hope. We need it to be because we need to start off hot. So there we go. Got our scouts all figured out. Now it's time to do these storylines. I have no idea how this is going to go. But this is the first one I've ever done. So we are Todd Bowles. I didn't change my coach or anything. Just sticking with Todd Bowles. Let's see how this goes. We're at the practice field. Coach, going into the season, what area of the team are you worried about the most? Our offense or our defense? I'm probably more worried about our offense. I'm going to pick our offense. Because how good's Baker going to be? That's the big question. So is the offense weaker? So if the offense is weaker, what part of the defense is strongest? Pass defense or run defense? I don't know. I haven't played a game yet. I'm gonna say run defense. Run defense is better. I don't know how. I can't answer these questions without playing a game. Can you be more specific? Why you ribbing me, lady? Interior defensive line, linebackers, tackling the safeties, tackling the secondary. I think our interior defensive line is the strongest, especially with Vita Vea. What would a successful season look like statistically? So you're asking like how many wins or something? Our starting D tackles combined for 10 tackles for loss and 50 tackles. We give up less than 1,300 season rushing yards. What? They're giving me too much time. This one. They're giving me not enough time to figure out those. I guess our starting D tackles combined for a crazy season. That's going to be Greg Gaines and Vita Vea. Right direction. You promised that your starting D tackles would combine for 10 tackles for loss and 50 tackles this season. That's actually not as hard as it may seem. I think that could be very doable. But, they didn't give me much time to even answer those questions. Jeez. Okay, so we've got some messages here. So message 1 of 4 is from the defensive coach, defensive coordinator, Michael Gray. You promised that you're starting to... Okay, so we knew about that one. It's the regular season. The GM says, hey, coach, hope you're ready for the season. There's a lot to get out there and get some football. Scouting report on the Commanders from the DC. Led by Jonathan Allen and Ron Payne, the interior of this defensive line is on another level. Rush outside the tackles and get the ball out quick to neutralize their impact. Okay, I like that. And then left outside linebacker improvement from the GM. Hey, coach, it looks like Josh Uche is on the trade block. Looking at Yaya Diaby, we might want to consider it. Wow. Okay, so they're already throwing Yaya Diaby out of the out underneath the bus. He hasn't even played a game yet. The quarterback trade block is kind of wild. And that could be pretty funny if we take one of these guys. Trey Lance is there. I've gone down that path. Davis Mills, legend, channel legend. What about running backs? Damian Pierce on the trade block is kind of crazy. Brian Robinson Jr. is on the trade block. That's crazy as well. Wide receivers, Devin Duvernay. Dontavian Wicks. Jalen Hyatt? Wow. Okay, there's some very interesting wide receivers on the trade block. Maybe we take a look at them a little bit closer. Josh Naylor? Hardly know her. Tight ends, Isaiah Likely. Ooh, at 24 years old, that's not a bad option at tight end. I kind of like that, actually. There's a lot of young tight ends on this trade block. Left tackles, not really anybody there. Not surprising. Left guards, we do need a left guard. Maybe we go for Dylan Raduns. Center, not really anybody. Right guard, Throckmorton. Right tackle, no. Defensive ends, Peyton Turner. D tackles, right ends. YGM, I do like YGM. And Amenahue's pretty cool too. Outside linebackers, middle linebackers. There's really nobody on defense that's really sticking out to me. Caleb Farley, forget about that. Caleb Farley's here, but he usually doesn't get picked up in free agent or in his negotiations. So usually he makes it to free agency. So it kind of, unless we want to re-sign Alontae Taylor too, and Keely Ringo. Okay, so corner, there's definitely some guys I might want to make a move on. There are some definite upgrades at corner, and I was talking about how we could use some corners. So Caleb Farley, Alontae Taylor, and Keely Ringo all are potential trade pieces for us a little bit later, maybe. Free safeties, you got Kayvon Wallace. Not really. Oh, DeMar Hamlin. Fake DeMar Hamlin. Marte Mapu. Okay. Trade block is very interesting. Well, I didn't see Josh Uche there, though. Where's Josh Uche at? Did they lie to me? Is he not on here? Zach Harrison's here? Josh Uche is not that low of an overall. He's not on the trade block. Why are they lying to me? I don't see Josh Uche at any position at the linebacker. He's a linebacker. He's not a defensive end. He's a linebacker. Why would they tell me he's on the trade block if he's not actually on the trade block? I don't think I want Josh Uche. I like Josh Uche, but I don't know if I want him or not. I'd like to develop Yaya Diaby, at least see what he's got. We haven't even played a game yet. I'd like to at least see what Yaya Diaby's got in the tank. Maybe he can develop. Who knows? He's got the physical skills that you want. I mean, he's a raw, very raw player. But he's like clay that we can mold, hopefully. He's got the speed. He's got the tackling right now and the hit power in the pursuit. He just needs to get his pass rush up a little bit. And then he can be a real freak. So who knows what's going to happen with him. We could really turn him into something pretty cool. But I'm not going to play a game today. I just wanted to meet the team, show you guys the team, kind of give you my thoughts on different position groups. What are we going to do at each position? Do we trade Chris Godwin? I wanted to toss some questions out at you guys and all that kind of good stuff as well. We're not going to play our first game yet. I want to save that for the next episode because I want to go in with a fresh mindset, get ready to go, and play that game. But I did want to get the team ready to go first. Show you guys everything. I'll show you guys the settings as well, just so you know kind of what I'm doing. So this is what we're rocking with. We've got all Madden skill level, skill difficulty, simulation style, the classic Madden kick meter, 6-minute quarters. 6-minute quarters. All this stuff is just normal, base off or whatever. Then this team settings, everything here is just normal. I have tutorial pop-ups off like I always do. Auto progress players and all that stuff is off. Trade deadline is off. I don't ever play with the trade deadline in any of my series. Because if I want to make a trade in week 13, I'm going to make a trade in week 13. Trade type is enabled all, so anybody can make a trade if they want to. Normal trade difficulty, as I always have it. I never change it unless I specifically say it for a video. I never trade it, take it off normal. Salary cap is on. Impact is normal. Practice squad stealing is on. Relocation settings are user only. Injuries are on, but practice squad injuries are off. So when we do simulation and practice, you can't get injured. And progressive fatigue is off as well. So all that stuff is off. Injuries are on, though. Storylines are on. The draft presentation is full. The draft timer is off, though, so it'll always be paused. The fantasy draft order is just base normal. All this stuff is normal. I did turn off development trait regression because I hate that. So we're turning that off. But everything else is the same. And then obviously fill roster is off. So it's the normal stuff that I always have in every one of my series. But now you guys are aware of it. So if you ever are curious, just come back to this first video and look at that. But one thing we can do is go into some practicing before this game. We can do a little bit of practicing with the team. We're going up against the rookie Jaden Daniels in the next episode. That's going to be pretty cool. But we can get a little bit of practice with the boys. We can do a little bit of practicing with the boys and do some mini camp stuff. I probably want Graham Barton in this role, but who else do I want as a focus player? We don't have a quarterback to focus on. We don't really have a wide receiver to focus on unless we make a trade for one of those guys. I don't know. We could put Cade Otton in here. I might even put Baker in here, to be honest with you. But we should probably put Kalijah Cansey in here now that I think about it. Or maybe Yaya Diaby. Let's put Yaya Diaby in there. And then I will put Kalijah Cansey in there. But for right now, since we can only do 3 people, I'm going to put Baker in there. And then I'll switch it for normal. But I just want to get some gameplay with Baker Mayfield. So we'll do target passing here. And we'll get some actual Madden 25 gameplay. I know it's only practice, but we will get some Madden 25 gameplay in here. And maybe, just maybe, we can get a development trait for Baker. That'd be pretty awesome. All right, let's do this. Baker Mayfield, what you got for me, big dog? Well, that's a bullseye right off the bat. That's a good start. That's a good start. What do we got here? That's only 1, but it moves the boost up, the multiplier. We're going to roll all the way over here. We're going to fire that in. It's only 1. I probably threw it a little bit too early. I am playing with the accuracy and power meter. I don't remember exactly which one it's called. Oh, that's 1. That could be 2. It is. It was on the very edge, but it is 2. We're up to bronze now. We got 4 reps remaining. This is an easy double here. Got to dominate this one. There it is. It's not a bullseye, but it is an easy double. And we get the catch multiplier, too. That's awesome. Or the catch bonus, I should say. 10,200. Throw it now. That's a big inner ring. Oh, I missed the second target. But we do get a hit, the inner ring. All right, Baker. 2 reps remaining. Get this bread, brother. Only hit one. That's okay. We really need a bullseye. Really need a bullseye if we're going to get gold here. Final rep. Throw it to circle. Not a bullseye, but it is a two-banger. Is it gold? It's just off 150 more points from gold. I'll take it. I'll take it. 150 more points to get gold. We needed a little bit better on the target hitting. It's close. It's very, very close. We get 500 points. No skill upgrade, nothing like that. Yaya Diaby. Do we want to do trench battle? Chase and tackle? I don't remember chase and tackle too. Oh, I remember chase and tackle. Never mind. Let's just do trench battle for first up. Because remember, we got to get his power moves and finesse moves and all that kind of stuff up. So this is going to be big. All right, Yaya. We need you to win immediately and don't get stuck on the guys. Come on, Yaya. Come on, Yaya. Win. Win, Yaya. There we go. Barely. He had like 0.2 seconds left. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge for Yaya Diaby. Oh, we threw him away, though. There we go. That's much faster. Oh, but I missed the target. Darn it. The way that the animation took him, it missed the target. That's kind of unfortunate. We do get the boost, though. There we go, Yaya. Okay, you're winning a little bit faster. I'll take that. That gets us to silver, not gold. I might try that again. Let me try that again. I think I can do better. The first one took me a little bit too long. There we go, Yaya. There we go. Good. There we go. No, don't get stuck, Yaya. Don't get stuck. Tackle him. There we go. There we go. Bronze. That's good. It's a little bit tricky. Okay. Okay. Good job. Break off quickly. Break off quickly. That's a really good rep. Really good rep. Good job, Yaya. Final one. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Get through. Get through. Good job. On to the next. Breakthrough. Yaya Diaby. Much better. Much better. I knew I could do better. There we go. Yaya Diaby. Good showing. Give me a dev trade upgrade. Oh, not even a skill upgrade. It's just 750 XP. And then we'll do the center because I think they added, yeah, they did. They added an offensive line drill, which they didn't have last game. So we'll use the rookie from Duke, Graham Barton. I've actually never done this one before. I think you just have to stand in front of the quarterback and make sure they don't get sacked. So boom. We'll go over here. Boom. Got to step on the ×1. Uh-oh. Get there. Uh-oh. Get there. Ah, I went a little bit too fast. And I think I hit continue instead of try again. Oops. That didn't go too well. Didn't even get a bronze medal. Yeah, I didn't quite hit the mark. Thanks for telling me. All right, so that is going to be our drills completed. A little bit of gameplay, a little quick gameplay peek. But next episode will be the first game of the series. Yeah, I already mentioned. Can I delete all this stuff? How do I don't know how to delete all that. Whatever. I already read all that. But next episode, we will debut in the series against the rookie, the number 2 overall pick, Jaden Daniels, and the Washington Commanders. I'm super excited for this series. I hope you guys are too. If you are, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.